All right, traders, the green streak continues. If you are serious about opening up your third eye so you have a view on the market to identify where the bull traps are getting created so you know exactly where to buy put options, where to go short on the market right before it crashes, and if you are serious about learning how to identify the bear traps so you can buy call options towards the bottom of the market right before it reverses, right before it spikes, I strongly recommend that you watch this video. It is going to show you exactly how to get in right before the market reverses both ways using the unique trading strategies that I use to profit within Trader Society. Let's get straight into the analysis. So in terms of the key levels and trading plans that I provide on this YouTube channel, that is what I post when the market is closed. I also create key levels during pre-market and after hours. I also create key levels during normal trading hours. So let's discuss what happened during normal trading hours. There was resistance on SPY right here. Let's draw the resistance lines. This is going to help open your third eye to show you how I identify where the bears are going to get trapped and where to buy calls. This is resistance right here. This is resistance right here. See how SPY drops when it hits that level. See how SPY drops when it hits that level. That's resistance. When the SPY broke above this resistance level, what did it do? It formed higher support and it never dropped back down to this previous resistance level, Then what did it do? It continued to go up and it had an overreaction all the way to $437. So guess what I told my team at 12:40 p.m.? I told them, this is the trade analysis. This is your trade idea. You become self-sufficient. I'm going to give you the plan in advance. You decide if you want to trade it using what I teach you within Trader Society. And then if I see a reason to trade it as well, if I see confirmation too, then I'll enter the trade and alert my trades in real time. But look what I had to say. I said at 12:40 p.m. and I made a video explaining this, what I'm showing you right now in real time. Take a look. Buy calls at the zone, $434.60 to $434.35. The lower level is the best. The previous resistance will try to react to support the first time it is tested. Set your price alerts. That video analysis was posted at 12:40 p.m. If you took advantage of that analysis, you should have made a lot of money because take a look what happened. When the SPY tested my zone to buy calls, it was the exact bottom of that lower level for a major reversal and for a major spike. And it doesn't just stop there. Take a look at what we had to say. I told my team, in terms of SPY puts, you need to wait for the first 30-minute red candle. That's the best over analysis that you can do. That's what I was saying in terms of my video analysis. Now take a look at this. If you utilize the trading strategies that I teach with the 30-minute chart on this pattern, you would not have gotten trapped on puts earlier. And you would have been stopped out for a very, very small loss if you took it for whatever reason using the 1-minute chart, and then you just get back in and make it all back in more on the 30-minute chart. But take a look. There's major resistance on the SPY at 437. Every single time the SPY is trading towards this major resistance, whether it's towards 437 or whether it's towards 436.40, it tends to continue to drop once the 30-minute candle closed red. For example, there was a 30-minute red candlestick right here. It closed red, then it continued to drop. SPY gapped up right here at a slightly lower level, turning this previous support right here into resistance, like I teach all the time. It formed the 30-minute red candle, then it began to drop and fill the gap. SPY formed a 30-minute red candle right here. It dropped overall. SPY formed a 30-minute red candle right here. It dropped overall. SPY gapped up. It formed a 30-minute red candle right here. It dropped overall. What did the SPY do today? The SPY gapped up today. Every single time the SPY gapped up and it formed the first 30-minute red candle, it dropped the next 30 minutes. So take a look. It's at the best resistance level possible. The SPY gapped up, meaning opened up higher than it previously closed. Once it formed the first 30-minute red candle, what did it start to do? It started to drop. If you utilized that pattern, you would have been in put options as soon as this 30-minute candlestick right here closed red. That pattern and that strategy worked, and that is something that I teach members all the time within Trader Society. Now, this is another one. This red, green, red move. Take a look at this. You have this red bearish candle wick right here, and then you have this green candle in the middle, and then you have this red candle. Red, green, red. Take a look at this. Red, green, red, and then it drops. Take a look at this. Red, green, red. Spikes back up, then it drops. The same thing occurred. Look at this candlestick right here. You see this red candlestick with the down bottom wick. You see this red candlestick with the down bottom wick. You see the green candle in the middle. You see the green candle in the middle. You see the red candles next, and then it spikes up. Red candles next, then it spikes up. Then what does it do? it crashes. It crashes. That was another opportunity to do puts when it was spiking up. I saw G-Roar hit that trade, man. Absolute beast. He's killing it every single day within Trader Society and his own exclusive program called G-Roar Trades. With that being said, in terms of the analysis, that ended up working as well. And I was telling them it's a good idea to try puts towards those levels. Now, this is another trade idea I've given them. If they took this trade idea, they would have banked as well. If you go to the video analysis, let me show you right here. So that's just discussing the 30-minute confirmations that I just went over. Let me show you this one. Eyes on puts at 436.60 to 436.50. Why did I say that at 1:36 p.m.? Because the bulls got trapped when this support level cracked at 436.50. The SPY cracked support and it had a big sell-off. And then it bottomed at the previous resistance level where I told people to buy calls an hour before in advance, right? So if they're going to spike it right back up just as quickly as it dropped, when it tests this previous support level that cracked, that was never retested, it's going to try to react as a new lower high, react as a resistance first. The same way when it tested this level, remember this level when it broke above resistance, if they're going to drop it back down just as fast as it went up, it's going to try to react as support. It's going to try to bounce first. Do you understand? It works both ways, man. Those were the patterns. Those were the trading strategies. If you utilize the analysis and the plans and were self-sufficient in my chat, you should have had an amazing green day, man. You don't have to try to blindly follow my alerts. Use my analysis, use my plans, use my trading strategies. I'm going to actually teach you how to trade, right? So with that being said, the opportunity that I'm providing within my program is greater than trying to follow my trades. You are going to learn how to trade and you are going to receive all of my real-time market analysis, all of my real-time market trade ideas, and then you can decide if you want to trade them. And then I will be alerting in real time if I decide to trade them or not. But you should be self-sufficient and educated enough to take your own trades based off the analysis that I'm providing. You should be getting to a level where you are creating your own trade ideas in your own analysis using what it is that I teach you, right? So with that being said, that was the overall recap on the market's price action, and that is what's going to help you in terms of how to identify and read the market. Now, in terms of the new key levels, what are the new key levels? So in terms of calls, this is just off the video, so understand, I'm going to have plenty of new key levels tomorrow, waiting for all the bulls to get trapped, waiting for all the bears to get trapped, waiting for all the suckers who don't use the 30-minute candle closing strategy, right? I'll have a bunch of new levels using what I use. But in terms of what I'm providing in this video, this is what I can say right now. The oversold levels where I'm interested in buying calls, it's going to take time to happen. There's a gap. There's a gap to fill at 431.50. When the SPY closed this gap at 431.50, it had a very nice bounce. And that was during extended hours. So when it goes back to the gap during normal trading hours, I'm going to be interested in buying calls at 431.50. The best confirmations you can always use if you're trying to time it perfectly, right, and have a very high win rate is a 30-minute confirmation. So if you see a 30-minute green bullish candlestick or a 30-minute trend reversal candlestick towards this gap, slightly at the gap or under the gap, right, it's not going to close exactly at the gap, then you could buy calls. You can also use 1-minute chart or other time frames. I'm just saying the best confirmation is 30 minutes for overall time and overall direction, but it's not going to get you into the best entry, but it's going to get you in terms of like very, very good timing. So in high win rate. With that being said, that's our first level for calls. Our second level to buy calls is 430.50. 430.50 is key strong support that was never tested. So that's another key level that I'm watching. Now, in terms of puts, it's a little complicated, man. Puts are just a little bit complicated right now. One thing I will always be watching are the gaps. I always study the previous closing price. So 436 is make or break. I will be watching it. If that reacts to support, they're going to try to pump this back up. If that reacts to resistance, then they're going to try to drop it towards that 430-450 level. That's just something I'm keeping an eye on is 436. It's a very key resistance level currently, but again, the bulls formed that higher support and they sent it back to new highs. So we'll see how it reacts. 436 is like your make or break upper middle. Now, my higher levels for puts. I don't consider this to be the best level for puts. This is just something I'll be watching, 438.60. We still have that gap that is waiting to fill above at 438.60. Remember, we were trying to short the gap at 438.60, but it filled during extended hours, right? It never filled during normal trading hours. So another key level we will be watching to buy puts is right here. There's a gap to fill above at 438, right? 438.50 gap close reversal, interested in buying puts there. Best way to confirm that is the 30-minute trading strategy, right? That 30-minute strategy is going to save your life, especially if you're a beginner and you don't understand, professional trading, all this stuff. Just use the 30-minute strategy. It is so simple. That's your best confirmation with timing. That's your best chance of success. If you're going to try to do this on your own with self-sufficiency, you're kind of starting out, that 30-minute candlestick is the best strategy you can possibly use for timing. The 1-minute chart is a lot more advanced. That's a lot more to go into. So just focus on those 30-minute candles if you're more of a beginner. Now, but it is the best for timing, right? So I'm telling you, it might not get you into the best entry, but it's going to get you in basically the best entry at the time you get in. Best timing, best win rate. It's an amazing strategy. That 30-minute chart is going to change your life. So always use that in a sense. I have other advanced strategies where I use the 1-minute chart. I'm not going to be going into that. Now, with that being said, in terms of other levels for puts, 400 and 443.50 is a major resistance level. 443.50 is a very strong key resistance level. That's another level where I'm interested in buying puts. I'll be keeping an eye on $440 as well. So those are my overall key levels. There's going to be new and bull traps created every single day. There's going to be new 30-minute patterns to trade every single day. Within my team, Trader Society, I will be providing to you those new trading plans. I will be providing to you those confirmations to trade. And I'll be sending you my real-time trade alerts.